Let's make sure we're up. Probably are at this point, but yes, we are up. Good evening, guys. It's about 7 o'clock Eastern time, and we're back to Grand Tactician today. And I don't know what's gonna happen within this episode because it's been a while since we played this. We've restarted multiple times for various different reasons, but this time it was simply because we are on a new hard drive, and the way the game is configured, I don't really have a choice, in the sense that once you move this game to a different hard drive, you have to restart from scratch. So, that's the details on that. Once this game loads up, we'll see exactly where we're at here. Okay, so we're actually on a battlefield. I forgot. We're actually in a battle this time. Okay. I'm on a live stream right now, so I'll get back to you later, okay? Alright. Sorry about that little bit of a delay there, guys. But here we go. Oh, that's right. Guys, I'm gonna back this up a little bit because I'm not in the greatest position. I remember that I started this off camera, and it looks like we'll be restarting from scratch again. Not something I want to do, but that's what it looks like. Because I'm in a situation where there's no pulling out of this. And I can't afford to have a defeat right now. This is too early in the game. And so for me to back this up wouldn't be that big of a deal. So we'll be restarting from scratch again. And doing this over again. And I do sincerely apologize for that. But like I said, in the situation that I'm in that battle, it wouldn't be good. Now, most of the time I would take the fall, but because it's so early in the game, it's like, no, I feel like I can do better. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna restart this from scratch, and then we're gonna go that way. we're going to do a Confederacy campaign. That's how it's going to be until I beat the game. And then we're going to do a Union campaign after that. And do this. And do Southern Industry. Order delays, we don't want that. It's kind of too hard to do. It does make it a little more authentic, but it's just I don't like how it is. But we are going to go by the readiness system. We're going to play with that turned on. That affects the Union armies as well, not just ours.
A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free. Abraham Lincoln, June 16, 1858.
Okay. I got my chair reclined, so it's a little
Chapter
more
1.
difficult to pull myself
A
forward.
house divided.
As other campaigns, we will be watching these chapter videos to add some historical value to it. I know a lot of YouTubers don't do that, but I love history.
Against one another.
So
Brothers,
that's why I play these games, to gear it towards people that love history.
the bloodiest war America would see.
I guess you could say the channel's dedicated to that too, but I play 7 Days to Die as well, so I can't really
Maelstrom.
say that for sure. And American Truck Simulator too, so.
Tearing her apart.
Oh, jeez.
The Americans are no strangers to war.
Hang on. Yeah, I did change that. Okay.
Declaring independence from their colonial masters, they fought long and hard for their freedom. To hold true that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But in this pursuit, where the Americans have a divine destiny to establish on earth the moral dignity and salvation of man, war would be ever present. Fulfilling the manifest destiny calls for expansion. While pioneers cross the vast frontier, driving west in search of land and gold,
1820 gold rush or
Native
whatever.
Americans find themselves pushed across the continent, killing and being killed, confined in ever-narrowing territories. novel technology and engineering feats hasten the expansion westward. Canals connect the East Coast and Midwest, followed by railroads and telegraph wires only decades later, revolutionizing the flow of merchandise, news, and people.
Hang on, guys. I will be back. I'm gonna close my door.
But not all became Americans voluntarily. Men, owned by other men, labor in shackles to feed an insatiable need for cotton and textile mills, bringing marvelous riches to some and comfortless lives to others. These tired, poor, huddled masses yearn to breathe free too, but instead are subject to crack of the whip. Equality and happiness, even life, are not reserved for all. Coming to mid-19th century, the ever-expanding nation is on a brink of rupture. Only a political compromise of 1850 diffuses the tensions between northern free states and southern slave states, but this merely delays the march on the road to the inevitable. I do not expect the house to fall. But I do expect it will cease to be divided. It will become all one thing or all the other. But the foundation of the wavering house would turn out to be beyond repair. Soon, blue flags bearing single stars would mark this union, commencing a war that would leave its mark in the Americans for centuries to come.
Okay. So this episode's gonna be a little bit boring, so I'm gonna talk to you guys as much as I can while doing this. Let's get everything set up, the finances and everything. I'm gonna get government funding first. And then we'll do the Militia Act. And then we'll do the industry. Okay. Now, finances. Auto managed finances. No, we don't want to do that. I'm not gonna put anything into diplomacy. Yes, we could probably get work with artillery, and those are fantastic artillery, but I'm gonna try and do this on my own back. Agriculture, 5 million. Military, 5 million. Politics, 10 million. Everything's at max right now. Okay, and before we hit play on this, oh, I gotta, oh man, yeah I do. Hang on guys, I gotta turn the music off here. Because YouTube will hit me with a copyright if I don't. Uh, um, downsizing unit during large battles. No, we don't want that. Okay. Music volume, okay. I don't know why I just don't click off here. Alright. High volume for everything else. Okay. We should be good to continue here. I just don't want YouTube to hit me with copyright. Alright, so we're gonna do this a little bit different here. Okay. Get 3 commanders. Alright. Use my artillery commander. Braxton Bragg is going to be one of my unit commanders. So we have 12,000 to recruit from right now. I don't think we're going to recruit just yet. I think I'm gonna wait until we get the first call for militia before we do something like that. So I'm not gonna recruit just yet. But I know what we are going to do though. And that is to place a bunch of industry in right now, so you won't have to deal with it later. I'm gonna start by placing, I don't know, 10 foundries and 10 arm production things. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. Okay, the price is really good on that one. Okay, now I'm gonna continue putting industry in here. get it to be built. Okay, this is gonna be industry 3. Okay. Well, foundry 3, I'm gonna do 10 of each currently. That's gonna make our credit rating go down a little bit. But as I go down the government funding, it will improve our economy over time. This is number 4. Okay, we need 6 more. 5 more. 4 more. The reason why I'm counting how many I have is because I'm trying not to overkill the economic system. I think that's 3 more. Kind of lost track, but we'll go by that. This will be 2 more. Okay, there is 10 foundries. Now we gotta do 10 arms factories or ironworks. That's 1. 9 more. That's 2. And I got that land really cheap too. And this will be 3. Very good. Okay. Next one will be 4. This one will be 3 more, I think. Bam. I need 2 more. There we go. And I think I'm also gonna put in some factories as well. But I think we'll do that later on. For now, I'm just gonna let this play here. About a year. Let me get back to you at a later point because I'm actually on a live stream right now. Okay. Jeff Davis is inaugurated, blah blah blah. Okay, that brings us down to an A minus so far, but it may go lower than that, guys. I did extensively increase the Confederate industry early on, long before it was time, Dad. Anyways, I did increase the Confederate industry long before it was time to hit the play button, so that credit rating may go down some more, but I'm trying to make it so that we can actually, as the Confederates, actually build. And my game froze. Damn. Okay, there for me. I thought it was gonna crash on me. Anyways, yeah, I did build the Confederate industry by quite a bit. And the reason I'm doing this is because we have this Southern Industrial Perk, or whatever it's called. All these factories and arms producers and foundries and stuff are going to be a higher level at the start without me putting an upgrade into them. So that's good. I'm hoping that we can build enough industry to actually build cannons and rifles at a reasonable rate, and we won't have to worry about giving money to the Brits for our defenses and still have decent weapons. That's what the game plan is there, but we'll see what we can't do. Right now, we're just sitting here waiting for the war to begin, okay? And once we get the first level of government funding, I'm going to go for the calling of militia up and then start to build the Confederate army. That's what the game plan is, but based on need, that could change. I'm also planning on getting an industry policy put in place so we can build industry quicker, in the sense that putting money towards industry, and then it won't cost us as much on the economic credit rating to build our industry. Yeah, as I suspected, we're down to a B minus, BB minus, which really isn't all that bad. Um, I think once we get government funding, that will start to uh, increase again. I think if I were to get the militia being called up and then get the printing of notes, both levels, it might begin to work itself out again. I probably should put, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should put some factories in, actually, and put 10 of those in too. Here we go. Factories. This little thing here tells me how much we actually need this type of building. And I'm gonna pause that for now until we get 10 factories in place. And that's gonna be one factory for factories itself. This is gonna be 2, so that's okay. Now it's paused. I was playing for some reason. I wasn't sure why. 7 more to go. Okay, that's 3. Alright. Yeah, now we have a B plus economic system. You'll see that the economic system is deteriorating, but we actually need this industry to compete with the union, so that's kind of why we're doing that. 6 more to go. Five to go. Okay. People may not see this as wise, but I want to be able to compete with the union when it comes to manufacturing, which I probably never will be able to compete with them entirely. They will probably be ahead of me for a reason, and probably in the entire war in terms of industry, but that's 3 more to go. I do want to have a decent industry system put in place. Okay, so that's 2 more to go in terms of factories. Alright. 1 more to go, guys. There we go. All the factories that we have lined up to build can go now. So and now we're down to a solid B. I may try to get printing, like all the economic system policies before I get any industry policies or anything, but I do need to get the year contracts before the war starts, that's for sure. Otherwise, we're not going to have enough men to fill out the armies. We also need to be careful with the money now because we're solid B right now. And anything below a B minus, we can't recruit troops. So, with that being said, we really need to be careful with money now. I'm gonna fast forward this a bit so that it doesn't take as long, so we can get that government funding policy put in place. As you can see, we're a CCC now. It's not a good situation currently, but it will begin to fix itself as we get these buildings built, so they start to make a profit. I'm going 50 times normal speed too, so events are gonna pop up real quick. I may have overdid it a little bit, guys. I hope I didn't, but it's looking like that. It's really looking like I overdid it. Government funding. Okay, here's what we're gonna do in regards to this. You do get a debuff if you do 2 policies at once, but in terms of this, I think I need to do that. Yeah, I think I made a grave mistake by doing this, but the major industry growth might pull us out of it eventually, but we might need to avoid fighting for a while. And that's not really a good thing. Okay. So I got some more subsidies I can put money into. It's actually government policies, so we need to do that. I need to turn auto management off so that they're not randomly doing stuff by themselves. Okay. The credit rating should start to jump now a little bit because all those buildings are being built. But what might play in our favor a little bit is the readiness system. In other words, they won't be able to cross the line until the readiness system is full for them. So by that time, we might be able to have the economic system rebuild itself a little bit to the point where we can actually start to recruit again. Okay, and we got the notes done. Now we're gonna get notes 2, which is gonna be 25 days. And we got 10 days left on the recruits. Okay. And the Civil War is going to start. Unfortunately, and only half of our industry is built, but it is what it is.
This step, secession, once taken, can never be recalled. We and our posterity shall see our lovely South desolated by the demon of war. Alexander Stephens, Vice President of the Confederate States of America. Chapter 2, The Demon of War.
Okay, so I'm going to have to be extremely careful.
The election of Abraham Lincoln, an
I
anti-slavery
go down
Republican, as the
Brazos
16th
again.
President of the United States was the last straw, triggering secession. One by one, Southern slave states declared secession from the Union and formed the Confederate States of America, led by President Jefferson Davis. This secession ignited the inevitable escalation, with fruitless efforts to still find a political compromise falling on deaf ears. Advocates of armed insurrection and fire eaters roam the states with steel in their eyes, and the public is aroused to volunteer, to fill the ranks, to quell the rebellion, and to preserve the Union or to secure independence from it. Following open hostilities, President Lincoln's militia call for 75,000 volunteers for 3 months' service, sparks incredulous protest and loud outcry among the southern states, and these sparks set on fire the irreversible. More states secede. Now it's war. 75,000, 100,000, and even more. Soon, the largest armies seen on American soil muster, drill, and prepare for war. A war that is to be neat, short, and limited. The whole matter would be settled by Christmas. But a dark shadow would loom over the growing and inexperienced armies. Without a swift and decisive blow from the very offset of the war, there's every chance of a long, confused, and disorganizing civil war, and even foreign powers may feel a desire to take a hand therein. The time is ticking for the newborn Confederacy. The Union must act. The demon of war has awakened.
So I gotta be careful when I unpause this. Civil War. So the bad news is we are at CCC, which means that we cannot recruit any soldiers currently. But hopefully all this industry coming in here will eventually help us with it. How many days do we have left on that? 10.8. Yeah, I'll be doing that on top of this, which makes that about a month now. Over a month, actually, a month and like 10 days. Once all this industry is built, I'm going to end the stream, because this stream and recording is all about preparation for the war, not the war itself. I'm going to go up to the Virginia border with Beauregard. He's got a very small force, but hopefully once the economic system starts to rebuild, it will be better. I'm gonna look at my finances. Okay. Total revenues 91 million. Total debt $669 million in total debt. Yeah, one thing's for sure, I may have made a grave mistake by doing this, just building the industry so much. But I'm hoping that God has mercy on me here, and we can start to get the economic system back to a B before everything kicks off. Are you guys dumb? Come on. I don't ask you to do two policies at once very often. Please stop. Thank you. I want you guys to freaking get man, this industry is taking a long time to build. What policy are they talking about? I don't see what policy they're talking about, in all honesty. It says that I have one that I can get, but I don't know. Actually, if we can put enough money into economic, right now we're putting 12 million some odd many days in there, and there is a, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Oh dear, where is that? Yeah, it's right there. There is a policy called improved credit rating. So if we can get enough money put in here to improve credit rating, it will jump it. Let's see what this description is. Okay. Finance economic reform that will directly influence the nation's credit rating. A credit rating is, I don't even know what to say there. That is an evaluation. Okay, there we go. Is an evaluation of the credit risk of a something debtor. Predicting their ability to pay back the debt. And implicit forecast of the likelihood of the debtor defaulting. When the credit rating is high, cheaper loans are manageable with each level of this project. Further increases the national credit rating with one step. Okay. All right. Yeah, once all these ammunition factories are built, weapon factories are built, I'm gonna end the episode, which will allow us to get through some policies further, but not all of them. Because these are almost done, honestly. "41 days until, so about a month and 10 days or something like that. And then 20 days for the militia call." We'll get this credit rating going back up. What I'm concerned about is the Union actually going into my country when I'm not ready for them to do that. That is what I'm concerned about, because the war has already begun. Let me look at the finance breakdown again. Total revenues 98 million now. Sales taxes 29 million. Tax 60 million. I most likely, now that I think about it, made a grave mistake here, no doubt. But hopefully, once all these industry buildings get put in place, the next episode the credit rating will start to increase. We are making more money now because we got industry making us money, but it's not being quite enough. Um, Oh boy, yep. Come on, guys, change to a B, please. This is not a good start to the war, let me tell you. I pushed the economic system too hard. We have everything we need, but I still pushed it too hard. How do we still need factors? Dang. Definitely not in fighting shape. For sure. And that's a mistake on my part. I might have doomed this game before it even started. I mean, $98 million after so much time is a lot of money, but we're 600 some million in debt. It is going down though. That is good. It is going down. And we're making 103 million now. But the fact that we're making that much money in that long, I think if we do this right, we'll pay that debt off real fast. Because we're making 100 million, 103 million dollars just in revenues. We're only about, give or take, 600 million in debt. Okay? Okay, total expenses, estimated expenses per year. $669 million. Actually, in all honesty, I don't think we need to put 10 million into policies. I mean, all it does is yeah, let's just do 2 policies at once, cause that's the most I'm gonna do anyways. But it makes it so that we can actually go through the policies faster if you put more into it. But okay, national debt. Oh, national debt is $510 million. Money, the interest rate is 12.80. That's absolutely terrible, but it could be worse, in all honesty. Economy is in expansion as of right now, so once it's done expanding, we should start to pay this debt off real fast, because we're getting 103 million after so many days. But I am scared that I made a grave mistake by putting so much money into the industry so quickly. I think if we can do it just so, it will eventually rebuild itself and will be fine, and we can produce weapons at a reasonable rate. But we're gonna have to wait until all these buildings are built. This one's got about a little over 2 weeks until that one's complete. This one has a little over a month. So I think we're going to be on the back foot and running for a while, to be honest. But I think once all of this industry gets built, we're going to start bringing real money in here. I just gotta do this just so. And I'm actually feeling like my back's up against the wall. Because it's the first time I've actually tried to play like this. Normally, the first thing I focus on is actually the military. But this time I was like, I want to build a really good economic system. So one of the first policies that I grabbed was the economic system. The only problem is, now that our economic system is in a CC plus, that's just off a B, and that's all we need to recruit troops. But we have to wait until it gets there. That's the problem. What are we looking at here now? 105 million now. I think the readiness system is truly delaying our demise right now. Truly, I gotta be honest. I think it's really delaying our demise right now. $106 million. But at the same time, let's look at this. But yeah, actually our total expenses remains the same. Okay, so after all this is done being built, if we don't build nothing for a while, we should start to pull ourselves out of this. But I'm not counting recruiting of the military or anything like that. So gotta take into account of that too. Yeah, that's truly uh, slowing down our demise, there's no doubt. And now we're making 107 million ever so long. Yeah, I think I really made a grave mistake here. It's just my opinion. I've had the economic system as low as an F, so this isn't even nearly as bad as what I've had it, but it's definitely okay. So that's gonna be done in about 2 weeks. It's definitely a problem because we have next to no soldiers. Okay. Man, credit rating takes jeez 1.5 million for the first level. How's that industry doing back there? It's getting close. Yeah, it's getting close. Yeah. I think this campaign was doomed from the start from the look of it. But I hope not. I honestly hope not. Yeah. definitely an interesting experience. I've always built the military first, which I should have done. $13 days. I'll look at the finances here for a minute. I'm going back and forth because while we're sitting here, it's kind of boring, but I'm off the holding on to my pants because I'm just hoping. Okay, so the interest rate's going down, that's good. Current rating is now a B. I almost want to put off recruiting as long as possible so we can get further out of this debt. But at the same time, you know what? I think what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm going to start to recruit for the Army of Shenandoah because he's right there on that front line. So I'm gonna give him a couple brigades and try not to overdo the economic system. We have 23,000 recruits available. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give each commander 3 brigades at 3 separate times because I don't have the money to spend to get a whole bunch of soldiers. So I'm going to give Albert Sidney Johnston 3 brigades of 700 each. Well, no, it would be 1,500 each. That would put that force. Actually, maybe 5 brigades would be better. I know it's a little more money to put out there. Yeah, see, we only have enough money to get 1 brigade. That's actually scary. I don't like that. That is truly scary. That is really, really scary. I'm gonna get the artillery reform. That makes our artillery groups bigger. If I remember correctly, it puts them at 250 if you recruit the maximum. Okay, so that being said, let's look at the profits now. Okay, it's 112 million. Unemployment rate is 4.9%. That's terrible. Really. National debt is 12.25. Interest rate, national debt is 510 million. So it is improving. It's just I don't think it's going to improve quick enough. Like I said, once all that industry gets built, I'm gonna end the episode and call it good, and we're not gonna build for a while. Because we just revamped the Confederate industry big time to the point where we're in trouble, but if we can pull it out and get to the point where we can start to make major profits off industry, then it's going to help us big time. Interest rate 12.8. So yes, it is getting better. We are making $113 million. And that's because we have so much industry down in the deep south that we're making a bunch of money off it. And I put my industry down in the deep south for a reason. Because of the fact that I don't want the Yankee troops to take our industry really fast. So I didn't put any towards the top of the Confederacy. Eventually I will, but I'm not going to do that until I get a sizable force in the field. I'm gonna go check on this industry in the deep south here. I think putting all this industry in is going to pay off over time, big time. But it's just gonna take a long time to refurbish the economic system. We are in a better position right now. We can at least recruit troops, so that's good, but it's not where it needs to be. I would like it by the time this campaign is done, I would like to have a credit rating of at least a AA almost constantly. My goal is to make the South not only strong but rich. And the only way we're going to do that is by letting the industry build and things like that. There is a lot of money in industry. That's actually where money's at, industry. Let's take a look here. Okay, in about 10 days, give or take, because all these were put in place relatively at the same time, all that industry is gonna be put in place, and then I'm going to end the episode after that, and then I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully by then, our economic system will start to take off, really take off. We can also upgrade the industry that we do have and not just put new ones in. And that's what I'm gonna do eventually. But right now, I don't feel like relying on the Brits to supply me with weapons and that kind of thing. I want to try and make my weapons by myself at a reasonable rate and compete with the Union. But that's part of the reason that the Union has a better credit rating, etc., and more money because they have more industry. And so that's my game plan as playing as Jeff Davis. I'm trying to, instead of focusing on the plantations too much, I'm trying to make it more so on the industry, because the Union Navy is going to blockade the ports and everything. And once they do that, the trade income's going to be not as good. So we need to make more money off of industry and farming and all that you can think of to make money off of. It's still holding up as a B minus, so is what it is. Now let me see what we got going here. We're making 118 million off of our revenues now. The interest rate is now 12.2. The unemployment rate unfortunately has gone down. Unfortunately has gone up. But once we get this debt rolling back, the employment rate should be higher. We're making 118 million in revenues. Some of that is TAFs, most of that is TAFs, and then 38 million is land sales. It's getting close to the end of this episode here. 7 days. So we got a week until the episode ends, because I'm pretty sure all this is gonna end. Yeah, it's all gonna be in place in about 7 days. How are we doing on policies, by the way? So we're about halfway done with this. 28 days. And 8.7 days for the recruitment policy. So in about a week we'll have the recruitment policy, and about a month we'll have the next printing notes level. One thing's for sure though. The industry is gonna be like nothing nobody's ever seen in previous playthroughs that I've done of this game. And I'm gonna try to build an awesome economic system. The locals might not like some of the policies, but I'm gonna try to build a decent economic system. .1 days. Just trying to get everything in place here. Let's look at the finances again here. $122 million. $42 off of, well, 74 out of TAFs and 39 million out of the land sales. Sales taxes. Okay, yeah, actually no. It's 74 million from tax. Land sales is 74 million from tax. Sales taxes will be 39 million. And then 8 million from land sales, which adds up to 122 million in total revenues. But our expenses are way more. So these industry buildings will be put into place about 5 days. And I'm gonna look at the total revenues after they get put in place. I want to look at our interest rate, etc. Interest rate is 11.98 now, so that's gone down, that's good. Unemployment rate is the same, so that's good. I still think I pushed it a little too much. I'm staying silent because it's not going to be too much longer, and I'm gonna end the stream and whatnot. Those should be done in about a day. No, 4 days. I was just estimating by the completion of the circle what it would be. Actually, I'm not gonna build nothing, but I'd like to see what's prioritized and what's not. Okay, so we're good on foundries. We need ironworks, believe it or not, we need those. We don't need... Okay, so it really wants factories. A factory is an industrial site where workers manufacture items appropriate. Operate machines. That was a misspoke from me, if you want to call it that. Operate machines which produces I'm not sure how to say that into another factories mass produce everything needed for by the population, from processed food to textiles and machinery and chemicals, blah blah blah, like gunpowder. That's why they're needed so much, because they produce everything from processed food to gunpowder. Okay, we're talking 5 days for this and 24.9 for this. Take a look at this. Interest rate is down to, well, it actually went up to 12.14 now, which is not good, but I think we'll be okay, because right now we're making 126 million. The economic system is definitely improving, but it's doing it slowly. No doubt about that. 3 days, all that stuff will be done. It's insane that we need that many factories, though. We got just the right amount of foundries, though, which is great. We need more ironworks and factories. Oh, great. Just lovely. Well, we're gonna have to end up retreating for a little bit. Unfortunately. Retreat back down to... Because I don't even want to battle. Like, I don't even want them to damage him. We're gonna be giving up cities for a little bit until we can recruit more. Okay, what does this actually say? Southern Industrialization active. Okay. All heavy industries will start the campaign with a higher upgrade level. Yeah, upgrade level. The Confederacy will start the campaign with more railroad lines built. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have you guys read that to yourselves. I'm just refreshing what actually we got here. But yeah, this is not a good start to the campaign. I should have recruited more. Definitely. The thing is though, it definitely won't let me do that though. I'm just gonna have to manually do this because, like, we need men. There's no question about that. Wow, that's crazy. The only place we can actually do that is Alabama and a few other places. Oh. Well, no der. Okay. I figured out what the problem was. Because it wants to recruit 3,000 men, which we don't have 3,000 men from each state to recruit. Okay? So what I'm gonna have to do is do this. Bring this down. And it should allow me to recruit what I need now. The only thing is I have to move them down to Braxton Bragg. I wish I thought of that earlier before this frickin' invasion started. It's going south real fast, guys. But I'll try. I'll try to get things rolling. It's 6 brigades total. I don't really have the military force to fight, but we don't really have a choice either. We gotta use what we got. That gives Joseph Johnson a total of 14,000, which I do not think is going to be enough. Yeah, it's definitely going down south real fast. Yeah, we definitely have a bad situation here. Lord, please just keep them over there for a little bit so I can get the rest of my men in place. Yeah, we do have a bad situation on our hands. Because we don't even have adequate forces in place to even do anything. .9 days. How much longer until that industry's done? In 1 day. Okay. So that's got about 24 hours until it's done. Okay. All that industry is built. And so before I end the episode here, I'm gonna check what kind of profits we're making. Oh yeah, that's 130 million. Okay guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. I know the campaign didn't go as well as I wanted it to, but hopefully we'll get where we need to be eventually before it gets too bad. I feel like I screwed the nation over, but we're just gonna roll with the punches.